Jason Wood again, Senior PGA Teaching Professional and TrackMan Specialist here at Thornleigh Golf Centre. Tonight we're going to see if we can give you a little bit of help understanding how the grip works and how that's really the most important thing, in my opinion, for you as players when you're trying to hit a good golf shot. The face of the golf club is the only thing that directly affects the golf ball. And what's really difficult about it is that via the shaft into the grip, or maybe the handle as you've heard it referred to, there is only one grip or handle at one end and you've got two hands that you're trying to control that with. So essentially, if you don't have a perfect grip position and both hands working together in harmony with a similar amount of force, you will always find it very, very difficult to control the club head as you're coming through the hitting area. Too much feeling for a right-hand player of use for the right hand, the ball's going to turn away quickly to the left-hand side. If the left hand feels dominant or is blocking as a position, the ball's going away to the right. The only way to get your golf ball in perfect control is making sure that the grip's very, very accurate and that you know how to use it. Okay, so let's take a look at what you need to do with your hands to get them correctly on the club. First things first, before you even worry about putting your hands around the golf club, there are 2 or 3 things to learn about it. Firstly, none of this is relevant at all if you can't get the face of the golf club, the front edge, called the leading edge, at a right angle to your intended target line before you put your hands on. Secondly, we're not playing cricket, so don't try and feel you have to lean the handle excessively forwards at address. Very, very rarely do you see anybody with the hands behind the ball. The natural tendency for most players is to feel a lot of handle lean to the left, and we want a little bit, maybe 4 or 5 degrees, maybe so the handle of the golf club is maybe just about level with the golf ball, but certainly nothing more excessive than that. Thirdly, you need to try and feel to see a little bit of daylight under the toe end of the golf club when you're setting it at address. You certainly don't want to feel like the golf club is too level here at the start. As right-hand players, when you hit the ball, or left-hand players for that matter, when we hit the golf ball, we all have a reaction against the ground that makes us stand up a little bit. So if the golf club starts a little bit toe up in the air, it'll generally return a little bit more flat when you hit the golf ball. So for me, the modern day standard has become 3 knuckles on the left-hand grip, and I'd sooner see you nearer to 4 than anywhere near going back towards 1 or 2. Left hand goes diagonally across the fingers, so it's very, very important to get this right. This is where a lot of you get this wrong at the very first hurdle. With the left fingers going too much across the golf club, almost at a right angle to the shaft, you'll see a very separated thumb on that left hand. A large gap here forming between the left thumb and left index joint, and also that the left thumb significantly pokes out longer at the address position. So I really want you to go more across diagonally, going from around about the tip joint here on there and all the way up to the base joint of the little finger, and that diagonal look will allow you to get the hand angled over the top, showing a minimum of 3 knuckles and giving you that nice tight V and that short thumb position. The right hand then, you should attempt to try and get the thumb here onto the valley, and if you can get the thumb onto the valley, you create a good formed seal between the 2 hands. The index finger maybe just comes away a little bit, and round the back here I'd like to see an overlap and not an interlock. I appreciate you'll see lots of top players who do interlock, but remember, they're top players, and really for the average club golfer, the interlocking grip generally makes it harder to develop the correct amount of power. When you get a little overlap with that little finger, it for me gives you much better ability to use your hands as a team and get the feeling that the right hand is working the left. As you look down at your right hand, you may see a V here on the top, on the thumb and forefinger. That should be either pretty straight towards the center of the chin. Maybe if you're struggling and with hitting the ball a bit away to the right, you can just slacken that off a little bit and point the V a little bit more to the right shoulder. 1 knuckle is absolutely critical to be visual on the right hand, maybe even 2. But really, it's all about forming a bond between these 2 hands. Getting them perfectly in this position is not very easy at all and requires an awful lot of patience on your part, but if you get it right, it's going to be the difference between average golf and the best golf of your life. So to summarise, if you really want to have control over the face of the golf club, which is the only thing that talks to the golf ball, then the correct grip is absolutely essential. Now remember one important thing. Many people talk about comfort when holding a golf club and working on their grip. But remind yourself, you're not in Harvey Norman. You're not buying furniture. I promise you at the start, this won't feel easy to get right or comfortable. But if you stick with it, it really will give you control over the golf club and an understanding of how better players hit good golf shots repeatedly under pressure when they have to do. So thanks again for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you will like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And I wish you well with your game. And until next time, this is Jason Wood from Thornleigh Golf Centre, wishing you all the best with your golf and hoping that this is inspiring you to get on the golf range.